Folks, welcome back to Sleep with the Lights On. Today's bonus story is brought to you by our listener, Christina. She sent in this story a few weeks ago, and I was kind of torn between if I wanted to add it to a listener story episode for the podcast or if I wanted to have it for Sleep with the Lights On the YouTube, and decided to go with the YouTube channel. So today's bonus is brought to you by Christina. We appreciate you sending in your story. And folks, remember, if you want to be a part of the show, you can call in and leave your story up to 3 minutes, I believe, at 801-997-0051. Or you can send in your story to thegang at thefreakydeaky.com and we'll read it on the show. That's simple. That's simple. And be sure to find us on social media at Freaky Deaky Pod on YouTube. Well, if you're watching this, you've already found us at Freaky Deaky Pod on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and at TFT Paranormal on TikTok, if that's more your speed. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this beautiful story from Christina.
Wonderful name.
People can tell I'm not turning a page. It's fine.
Can they, though?
Can you, though? Anyway, Christina says, "Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well." Trying to figure out the best way to hold this.
He doesn't hold books very often, as you can see.
Anyway, Christina says, "Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well. I just listened to your last episode while on a road trip with my husband. He hates podcasts. And as we were listening, he laughed and said, 'I like these guys. I'd like to give you a huge thanks for converting him.'" And you're welcome, Christina. That is literally the biggest compliment that you can possibly give podcasters, is people that don't like podcasts be like, "Hey, I really enjoyed this podcast." So Christina's husband is my new best friend. And I mean that.
Wait till he finds out we're a cult.
And he means that. No, just kidding. Anyway, she said, "Your podcast is awesome. Anyways, I have a Sleep with the Lights On story I'd like to share, or for whatever, I just want to share this." And we appreciate you sharing it, Christina. We love getting listener stories. Those are actually our favorite things to do for the show. And we're stoked every time we get to release them, which is kind of why we wanted to do YouTube shows of the like. So we might start implementing a few more of these into the YouTube page as well. So again, just be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the content. If you're not, I don't know why you're still here watching the video.
Obviously, they have to sleep with the lights on, and they're trying to understand why.
That happens. That does happen.
We've all been there.
Some of us are still there.
Yeah, some grow out of it, some don't.
I am some that don't.
I personally don't want to see the monsters.
I personally do. All tangents aside, Christina, here we go. She says, about 10 years ago...
You threw me off.
I did, didn't I?
Because I've been called Christina so much by mistake in my life.
You thought I was like, Christina, here we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Can I offer you a can of beans in these trying times?
Oh, you're hilarious.
That really grew into something that I wasn't even expecting. I thought only I would find that hilarious, but it turns out I am not alone in that. And nothing brings me more joy than seeing people curate their own bean memes and spread them around the Facebook group. Again, if you're not on the Facebook group, join in. We love talking to you guys. And it's new and fresh and hip and all the things that the youths are saying. It's Liddy, fam. Let's get going on this story from Christina. Not you, Christian. Christina. So about 10 years ago, my husband and I moved to a not so good area in a not so good apartment.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. Just because it allowed dogs and we always wanted one.
I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured Christian would really be angry at this story too. Just for his love of dogs.
Dogs are amazing.
While living there, we constantly had people trying our door. And once I even came into a trail of blood leading to the elevator. We were there 3 years, and in that time, 4 people died or were killed. Not good statistics. That is not good statistics, though I'm sure you're already aware of that, and that's fine. At one point, a couple doors down, a father and son were drunk and got into a fight. I can't remember which way it went, but sadly, one stabbed the other, and he died. Wow, weird place for a laugh, Christian. Very strange place for a laugh indeed.
I'm sorry. Just reminded me of something I once said.
While you were stabbing your son?
No. No, he would probably not be cool with that.
So after that little chuckle fest, the person died. A couple days later, our dog ran to the front door and started growling and barking. This was normal, but instead of just coming back to us, he continued barking and growling and retreating backwards through our apartment. He went from the front door, through the kitchen, And once he was starting to get cornered in the dining area, he became more vicious, and then all of a sudden he yelped and turned his head and went sliding backwards. It was like someone invisible kicked him in the face. My husband and I were watching this whole weird scenario go down. He was on the computer closest to our dog. He screamed, "What the F was that?" And I screamed, "Zero," which I'm assuming was the dog's name, and not just a number that you felt like screaming. And he came running and jumped into my arms. He was trembling.
Wait, the husband?
Yeah, the husband. It was like a scene out of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
He was trembling. Before that, my husband and I were both skeptics. Even writing this, my heart is racing. This was one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me. Anyway, I have other stories I'd like to share, but I think that's enough for today. Have an awesome week. Christina. Oopsie. Oops. I just did it 2 times. I was like, oops, clunk, oops, clunk.
He's a little clumsy. Christina, you have an awesome week too.
Yeah, Christina, we hope you have an awesome week as well.
This feels like deja vu.
For reasons that our viewers simply would not understand.
I mean, sometimes deja vu is a thing. But the first thing I want Christina to do, wherever she lives now, walk outside her front door and make sure there's not a welcome mat there. Because the demons have convinced us, and the whatever creepy crawlies walk around out there that skeptics like me don't necessarily believe in.
Yes.
But they have convinced us to be kind to fellow humans and put a welcome mat out. But we all know welcome means come on in, demon.
Especially vampires.
Yeah. I mean,
you're setting yourself up for failure right there, guy or gal.
And if it works on vampires, it's going to work on other things that are more powerful. So they're coming into your house. Do not have a welcome mat. Because that, in this case, whatever that thing was that came in and attacked the dog, there was nothing to keep it out of the house, obviously. And only the dog could see it.
That is always really weird. We've all had weird interactions with animals where they see, like especially cats. You know, I'm sure Teresa, if you're out there listening, you can agree that cats will randomly look into corners of rooms and stare there for a while. Like, and you're like, okay, do you see like a really tiny insect, or are you just okay with ghosts being in the house?
I mean, cats can see things differently, just like dogs can hear differently. This doesn't seem like a hearing issue because the dog backed up and then got shoved.
Like it was actually watching it, being like coming at it, you know?
Yeah.
And that is creepy, especially like you can kind of dismiss some of these things as being, you know, oh, maybe the dog was just being weird. But if you physically with your eyes witness your dog sliding backwards and have its head jerked back like it got kicked in the face, I don't know, man. There's very limited options that could be, unless the dog has like really great butt muscles that just can like run it backwards. You know what I mean?
I mean,
and that's something I never thought I would say.
That takes training. There is a good thing with this story and it being in such a terrible neighborhood. Don't make fun of me. Neighborhood. Obviously, it wasn't a demon. It was one of the ghosts of the dead people in the neighborhood, including maybe even the one I laughed at earlier.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Isn't that wholesome?
Yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I mean, we've also talked about, you know, bad neighborhoods. Like, do they harbor bad energy? Is it like something where maybe these things happen a little more frequently because of the stuff that happens in that area?
I'm still a believer in an imprinted memory, not everything.
Every single thing.
That it's just a recording in time. And if you're in a bad area, bad neighborhood, some of those recordings are a little bit more, or a little stronger and come through a little bit more.
Yeah. Perhaps. I don't know if those bad imprints would come and kick your dog in the face, but all that aside, could be the ghost from the people a few doors down, maybe, or the guy that died. But it wouldn't explain like the random violence toward a dog, you know, like they didn't have anything to do with it happening. So it'd be kind of weird. They was just like, I'm just going to go mess with this dog right here.
I mean, maybe the dog alerted the people in a way where this, whatever it was, couldn't attack Christina and her husband.
The dog saved the day is what you're saying.
I mean, like animals do all the time. Cats are notoriously known for battling evil spirits.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. A cat wouldn't have taken that shit at all.
A cat, in this case, might have abandoned its owners, though.
Yeah. It'd be like, you know what?
It ain't worth it.
You guys don't even give me the wet food. Okay. I'm not doing this for you.
The neighbor feeds me when I sneak out. I'll be fine. The dog will, I mean, because that's the only thing that matters. The dog thinks you're one of them. So it's going to protect you.
Well, a cat thinks you're one of them as well.
A cat, I think, thinks you're one of us, but you're like, we conquered you and you're my slave.
I think cats think that they are equals with humans, and dogs think that, oh, this is my master. This is my buddy, my master guy.
You're just saying that because you like cats. Cats look down
I think
upon
do
us
some
at
research
times.
on it, Christian, and maybe you'll find that I'm correct. Number one, how do we know what any animal thinks unless we can read an animal's mind? And this has nothing to do with Christina's story, and I do apologize for that. But sometimes, the mind,
When you attack a dog, it puts us into a different frame of mind where we're like, that's like killing a dog in a movie. You can kill as many people as you want to in a movie, but the minute you kill a dog,
John Wick,
I mean, that's why we understand John Wick so well.
relatable.
Yeah.
To an extent. I am not a retired assassin, and I probably couldn't kill 48,000 people in the span of 60 minutes, but relatable that you'd want to.
They should make, because I always say John Wick is like murder ballet. They should actually make a John Wick ballet shit. Like, never mind. Way off another subject. Either way.
Thanks, Christina.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah. Sorry that you had to watch your dog go through that. I'd like to know, though, how the dog did after that.
Was Zero okay after the fact? Like, how long did it take for Zero to get back to,
Did Zero ever experience anything weird like that again? Because, my dog Bristol, you saw her do some weird things before. And
oh, yeah. There was times we'd be alone. You'd be at work. China and I would be downstairs. And Bristol would just kind of be like looking out that door, like towards the stairwell, and just be like, and then slowly like crawl her way up the stairs. And you're like, okay, dog, not like this. Do this stuff in the middle of summer when the sun's out constantly. Don't do it in the middle, like the dead of winter.
Yeah, it's already spooky in Alaska in the dead of winter. But Bristol was a little scaredy cat anyway, so you could never tell if there was actual real ghost there or something that just caught her eye or sounded weird.
Yeah, that's all it took.
That's what I told myself, at least, as the demons rifled through my drawers.
Okay. And with that, we bid you guys adieu. Thank you for tuning in to the bonus story from Sleep with the Lights On. Again, thank you to Christina for sending it in. And once again, one final time, folks, send in your stories to the gang at the Freaky Deaky or leave us a voicemail at 801-997-0051 and tell us your story. We'd love to share it in the next episode.
Operators are standing by.
The operator is a direct-to-voicemail phone number.
I think they know how phones work. I was
just in case you didn't.
Right.
Just in case you were wondering. Are you curious? Anyway, we'll see you next time. And remember, sleep with the lights on, because you never know what's lurking in the shadows.
What if your lights don't work?
Good night, everyone.
Be scared